Hello YouTubers, how are you doing today? Let me know. I am trying to come back here into YouTube space and make a weekly video again, so hit that subscribe button and keep me accountable. I haven't been on here in quite a while, so I wanted to do a 4-year update. I had my 4-year healing treatment anniversary in October, and I just want to do like a little overview, I guess, video. And I'm not going to go too much into like the medicines that I tried specifically and treatments that I tried. You can check that out in my 3-year update. I'll try to put a little link, I think, somewhere around here. And you can check that video out. That's going to go more into like the treatments that I think helped and didn't help, and this video is going to be more of just like an overview and like my feelings, what I've learned so far and what I'm up to. So settle in. For those new around here, I'm Jen Hyla. I was diagnosed with late-stage Lyme disease in October of 2015, or late September actually, 2015, and I had been sick for about 4 years, not really realizing what was going on. I was diagnosed with arthritis in 2012, and then I had just kind of like some weird stuff going on in those 4 years, but it didn't start getting really sick until 2015, when I lost the feeling in my arms and legs. I lost 26 pounds in 12 days, just had all kinds of crazy GI symptoms, cognitive issues, fatigue, crazy reactions to food, just everything was going crazy. Nobody really knew what was going on. I was getting bounced around from doctor to doctor, and through that experience, ended up finding a doctor that said hey, if I were you, I would ask for a Lyme test. And so I went to my general doctor, I got that Lyme test, and it came back unequivocally positive. So that was a really big shock for me because I grew up in Las Vegas. I had never seen a tick on my body. I didn't know anything about Lyme disease. I didn't think that there was Lyme disease in my area of the country. And I just didn't really know anything about it. So when I got the diagnosis, I knew it was serious, but I didn't really comprehend how complex and how controversial this illness was or is. And my general doctor referred me to an infectious disease doctor. They told me they couldn't fit me in for 4 months or something. So I proceeded to call 35 doctors on my insurance list before one would take me. And I was just really had a lot of faith in my doctors. I wanted to do research, of course, but I did not think that it was something that my infectious disease doctor couldn't handle, right? But luckily for me, I sat down during my first treatment appointment. I sat down right next to a woman who was leading the local Lyme group on Facebook. She's the support group leader, and she just automatically hooked me in with the Lyme community in that area, and I learned so much. And luckily I also had some education background. I was a field biologist, so I was able to read a lot of studies, and I found a whole bunch of information about Lyme disease on the veterinary side, as opposed to the human studies. There's way more animal studies done on Lyme disease. So I was learning all about that. Started really going into my doctor's appointments just armed to the teeth with these surveys and our studies and clinical trials and all kinds of stuff that I wanted to do. And I really just took treating and took healing into my own hands. about a year in, when I realized how little my doctors really knew about the illness. So I had a lot of unanswered questions, and that was driving me to do a lot of research. And I did like a DNA connections test to find out the specific strains that I was dealing with, and I learned about every single strain, and I was really just learning as much as I could for the last 4 years, really. But in 2016, like a year after my diagnosis, I just started learning everything I could through all the brain fog and fatigue and everything. So it was really difficult. And through this experience, I've just, I absolutely, like when I got that diagnosis, I knew that it was serious, but I didn't know that it would change my life in the way that it has. And I am just so passionate now about sharing the things I've learned with other people, because geez, oh man, if I knew half the things I know today right at the beginning, I feel like my healing journey would be so much smoother, so much faster and easier and everything. So I've just become such an advocate and passionate about sharing this stuff with other people. So I've created a website, and I have a group coaching program, the Lyme Ease Detox Camp. I've got a blog that I'm doing, and I've written a book that's hopefully going to come out in the spring. So just really trying to get this information into more hands, because I didn't know anything about Lyme disease going in, and my doctors really didn't tell me a lot about it. They were ILADS trained doctors, but they kind of just found their own, 2 or 3 modalities that they use. And so I really found through switching doctors and I just became really my own advocate by hiring and firing doctors at will. I had several Lyme literate physicians helping me. I was traveling into different states. I was doing so much stuff in those first 2 years, and not focusing my energy on healing Lyme so much. I was so focused on just killing the bacteria for the first 2 years, and didn't really learn about the immune support piece and the reducing inflammation and healing my gut until way later. So the antimicrobials and antibiotics that are used for Lyme treatment are very detrimental to the microbiome and the beneficial bacteria that we need in our bodies. And when I started switching my focus to healing, it was so powerful, just the mindset shift of from treating Lyme disease to, hey, I'm going to heal from Lyme disease now, and support my immune system, and learning how the body heals itself, how the body works, how inflammation works in the body, was really, really helpful for me. I wrote a blog. I'm going to link in the comments or description of the video my blog, because I'm kind of just rambling now. But I wanted to do this update and just say, that over the 4 years, some of the things I really wish that I had known from the beginning, just, how Lyme disease worked, first of all, and how controversial it is, because I was really shocked when my doctors didn't know what to do, or just I've had a lot of doctors mistreat me or just deny me care over the last 4 years, and that was really shocking and kind of scary and frustrating as hell. So just, to anybody who's dealing with that, just keep pushing forward and keep searching until you find somebody to work with you and take your your concerns seriously, right? So I I want to share this story. When I first was diagnosed, my general doctor referred me to an infectious disease doctor, and they, of course, didn't have any openings for like 4 months or something like that. So that's when I proceeded to call about 35 doctors on my insurance list before one would see me. And this infectious disease doctor that I was originally referred to saw my test results, which were IgG and IgM positive, 4 out of the 5 bands on the Western blot test, and a positive ELISA as well. So positive on the 2-tiered test. And my general doctor was just like, these, I mean, you're super positive. There's no arguing with these results. She sent them to an infectious disease doctor. That doctor called her and she said, bitched her out. He just like yelled at her and said, never send me another Lyme patient again. Like, this girl doesn't have Lyme disease. I'm not going to see her, you know, and don't waste my time referring other Lyme patients to me. And so that was really interesting. She let me know about that, and we both found that really interesting. Like, if this doctor really thought that I didn't have Lyme disease, then why wouldn't he be interested in seeing me and determining what was going on with me, right? Where's the curiosity, and why was he so standoffish? So she ended up actually going through the iLabs training and becoming trained to recognize Lyme disease. She told me 6 months later that she had diagnosed like 6, 7 other patients since me with Lyme. So it was pretty interesting to see how the infectious disease doctors reacted. And then even now today, when I'm still having issues, I go see my Medicaid provided doctor, and they don't want to talk about Lyme disease at all. If they do, they say the most that they've ever said is, oh, okay, you've been exposed to Lyme, when I show them the test. I'm like, yeah, I was exposed. I nearly died. And I've never really recovered fully. So right now I'm feeling pretty good. I have a lot more, I'm a lot more functional than I was 4 years ago. When I look back, I'm just like amazed at how sick I really was. And I've definitely, I think you kind of like get used to your new like ailments and you just kind of push through. So, but when I sit back and like really reflect and look at what's going on with me, I'm doing pretty well. I still have chronic pains and headaches and fatigue. GI problems have never really resolved completely. And I've been dealing on and off with low iron. And some like hair breakage, hair falling out stuff this last winter. Yeah, last winter. So this winter's doing better. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well overall. I have flares every month with my cycle, and I'm pretty much laid out. I've never had a really good like time with my cycle. I've always been in extreme pain, but now that I have Lyme, as you know, once I got Lyme, it just completely just wipes me out. And then plus I have the low iron too, so and I have a hemoragic cyst on my ovary, so I'm having heavy bleeding and then low iron and low energy, plus all the other chronic pains and all kinds of stuff with the Lyme, like kind of flares up, and it's not a good time. Pretty much every 25 days or so it starts, and I'm like laid out for a week. So I've just been tracking my cycle with a method that I learned in the blood book, which I'm going to try to link in the description of this video. My friend's wrote this incredible book, and it really has helped to just track my cycle that way. And I try to, I get everything ready when I have high energy, and I just bulk prep everything, and then I take a week of just rest, and I'm just honoring my body. So on my good days, I'm able to drive, I'm able to go to the store, and I'm able to go for short little easy hikes in the woods by myself, which was completely out of reach a few years ago. I'm able to, I walk to the beach every day. Even when I'm not feeling good, I still push myself to go outside, and I'm following some biohacking stuff. So just eating for my genes and doing circadian rhythm fasting, and just really focusing on reducing inflammation, healing my gut, um, and boosting my immune system, and and also doing a lot of work on the mind-body connection, focusing on mindset, affirmations, that sort of stuff. I meditate and do breath work every single day. I take cold showers every day. I'm doing a lot of detoxing. I'm doing a lot of healthy eating. I eat no refined sugars, grain-free, sugar-free, dairy-free. I do some goat milk here and there, but yeah, that's about it. Okay, that was a lot of yapping. I'm going to put some links in the description for you all, and you're going to be noticing a little name change here on the Grateful Limey vlog. I'm going to just change it to what my Facebook group name is, the Empowered Lyme Ease group. So I'm just going to name the YouTube channel that, so it's just more flowing. Same. And yes, check out the links, hit subscribe. I'm going to do my best to sit in front of the camera like this and talk once a week. So yeah, I'll see you next week. Hold me accountable. Leave me a message if I'm not posting, and give me a little poke to get recorded, and check out my blog. These ideas that I'm sharing for YouTube are going to be a little bit cleaner written out on my blog, jenhyla.com/blog. All right, or maybe /. I don't know how you say it. Thanks for watching. I'm Jen Hyla. I am a speaker and author, a Lyme advocate, and recovery coach, and you can learn more about me on jenhyla.com. Until next week, keep healing.